In her second season, was an assistant at Kennesaw State for 2 years. Also was with Hampton, UNC Asheville, home for Division I stops. As we're underway, Gators' second game in the last 48 hours. Bethune-Cookman comes in winless in 2 attempts to start their year against Florida State and Florida Atlantic. Same starting 5 we've seen in the previous 3 games for the Gators, allowing 92 points the other night to the Seminoles on the road. Jordyn Merritt, open look. That was some good ball movement.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That is patient offense, great ball movement, making Bethune-Cookman's defense in that zone really move the ball, got the open shot. That's a great shot for Jordyn Merritt to start this game.
There you see the starting 5 for Bethune-Cookman. They have essentially a brand new starting 5 from last year.
On the offensive end through their bigs. That will open up the three-point shot, the outside shot. Bethune-Cookman is sitting with a zone right now. They started with that. Expect them to play a lot of that, I think, because of Florida's size.
Here's Rimdahl. Extra feet again. Merritt. Another tray. Good start for Jordyn Merritt. 2 of 2 from the arc for number 12.
Now, only 3 made threes on the year so far, so to start off this game, 2 of 2 really gives her that confidence. She's starting at that 3 position for Florida, which gives Florida a lot of size, because down low now they have a 6'4", a 6'6", and then you bring her out to the top at 6'3" in the 3 position. You have a lot of size on the floor. If she can stretch the floor for Florida, that's going to be huge in games coming up, especially in the SEC.
Wilson extra fine underneath. That's laid up and in. That's Tucker underneath. Or Mariah Tucker, JUCO transfer from Georgia Highlands College. You made the point for Merritt. She had gotten off to a slow start from 3. Just 3 of 12 from the arc entering tonight. Rickards, off that extra feed, gets the friendly hop.
From the three-point line, and this is a game where I think by the start of this game, it's a game where she could come in and maybe knock down a few threes and get that confidence back, Kyle.
Dean's dealing with that ankle injury she had against Florida State. Turned over her ankle, went through shoot-around, elected to play here tonight. They gave her that decision as Kyle works through a double, able to squeeze it in.
Even took a power dribble in between 2 Bethune-Cookman players. The double team came, but it wasn't enough to stop her.
Gators applying pressure early. Looks like the Gators in a zone defensive look as well, with some extended pressure. Edwards, the teardrop, freshman to sophomore year. Quick look, the shot clock dwindling down. Tucker came up empty. Deans the loose ball. We'll see how that ankle looks for KK Deans. Now Rickards chased off the line. Acrobatic scoop shot.
Turnovers, and they're a team that gives them up is Bethune-Cookman, so take advantage of that.
You see the struggles as well, the offensive numbers on the left of your screen. Dut runs the floor and scores.
And ends up with a bucket.
Something you've always said, Mark Wise, that I've worked with, has always said, you got to reward your bigs for running the floor.
Absolutely. I was going to say, you leave the middle of the floor for your bigs, and you reward them when they run the floor. That also makes the defense. If you're a big and you're running the floor and you have the defense on your tail behind you.
Right now, most of the offense has been Tucker for Bethune-Cookman. 5 of the 7 points hits the Wildcats' first 3 in this game. Tati Weiss is in for the Gators. Rickards fades and fires. That's clean. Rickards, early 7 points. Just past 7.5 minutes into this first quarter. Nice move from McCullough. 56 points per game in the first 2 for Bethune. Jumper off the heel for Dunn. Bodies tangle. Loose ball for Correa. Revs the engine. Rimdahl trails. Merritt patiently probes, fends off, and that lips in. Wow.
Yeah, so that's important when you're not able to score or not getting the shot attempts that you might want. You're doing something else to get somebody else open and to get points for your team.
Here's Chanel Wilson and one.
Defensively, they're fitting into the team really well. And like you talked about, it's important in this day and age to find transfers that fit your program.
Deans and Correa got off to great starts in that Florida State rivalry. Correa had 22, Deans had 23. A tray is Chanel Wilson starting to heat up now. That's her first made tray.
And Florida's got to be careful here. It's a 5-point game now here in the second. They've got to get offense, and we just talked about it. And it's right there where they're catching the ball across the lane. That's a great flash by Bethune-Cookman, and then you rip through, take to the right side, just couldn't hit the bunny shot.
That was Clark who missed at the rim. Dean's now playing the point. Looks for Kyle underneath. Uses that length for two.
Nice pass where her teammate can get it, and she kept it high, and that's important. I always harp on that. Keeping the ball high when you're a big. Don't let the guards down there get a hand on it, as Bethune-Cookman.
Gotten off to a good start in the first two games for her. Senior from Orlando, Florida.
She wants to play well here tonight.
Merritt playing bumper cars down the lane off the window.
That's a steal right there at the top of the key. Florida's going to want to get when they're in this 2-3 zone. You can't let the ball go right in the top of the key between. You need to get that steal, Kyle.
Clark able to get the bucket to cut it down to 6. Correa faces a trap.
Two Florida players standing in the corner together kind of brought the defense over.
Backdoor cut Correa. Across the lane, that's some great offense.
Great extra pass. And that's the thing that even, Coach Finley's talking about is, good shots and great shots. It would have been a good shot for, Correa to take that layup. It was a great shot for the touch pass. Get the games going. Anything you can do to be outside, playing some basketball.
Horse.
Yeah.
That was another one. That's pretty popular. Lead back to double figures. That's a tray for McColl's guy. Correa, corner pop. Just nicked the rim.
Backside. Is that
just
an
a long
assist?
pass.
Yeah, that's an assist.
This is what will keep them in the game. That was a roof scraper for McCullough. Volleyed out by Faith Dut. The volleyball match is tomorrow for Florida.
And you don't really want to tip it back out.
Kayla White bounces inside. Jordyn lost it, wanted a foul. Rickards one-on-one with Wilson, lefty finish.
They need to get a couple more of those kind of leak out layups.
Both teams 10 points off turnovers.
Bethune-Cookman patient in their offense right now, trying to get the best look that they can. Stretching it out, you see the shooter's going to shoot.
Rickards, good first half, got her shot deterred. Wilson saved it right to Rickards. Both teams playing hot potato. Still trying to get this back to within a possession for Bethune-Cookman. We're down 11 after the opening 10 minutes and put up 23 second quarter points. Kayla Clark backs in, splits a double and squeezes it in. It's down to 3. Nia Jordyn around Booter. Lays it in, a 1-point game.
And not afraid of going into the paint and finishing. There's Jordyn Merritt trying to see another 3 go in. It's been a little bit since one's fallen for her.
Bethune-Cookman for the lead. It's Wilson.
Going in on the left-hand side, finishing with her right hand. And the bench excited right now, but unable to get back. Bethune-Cookman's slow to get back. You see a couple of them a little tired, needing to get out of the game with the way that they're playing right now.
A short-lived third quarter lead for Bethune-Cookman.
Someone for Florida is going to have to just take over.
Since the start of the second quarter, the Wildcats have outscored the Gators 29-19. Edwards off the curl, just dives inside, off the window. And I think you consider this a win. To this point, if you're Bethune-Cookman, even if you don't win this game, this is a win for the Wildcats, the way they've played tonight after the first
really
quarter.
Well. Coming back after being down. Now this is a take right here. But she's a really good shooter. But she's also a really good attack to the basket. She passes the ball well. She has an extremely high basketball IQ.
Meanwhile, Bethune-Cookman back the other way. It's Edwards and 1. And 6-21 a year ago. We're 9th in the SWAC. Picked to finish 9th in the league this year. Ra Shaya Kyle underneath.
And Bethune-Cookman right now, they had 12 or 14 points in the paint at half. They have 24 right now. Florida, 22 at the half, only 28.
Well, they beat that Tucker, who's able to lay it in. Bethune-Cookman's hit their last 5.
I mean, Bethune-Cookman's playing with all the confidence right now.
Rickards passes up a 3. Is this an and 1? It is for Nina.
So you're playing cool, calm, and collected.
Bethune-Cookman so far has won the last 2 quarters in scoring margin. Wilson.
Florida going back into his zone.
Pretty small lineup here for Bethune-Cookman. And it's Jordyn. I think eventually it probably will happen.
Because then they also, do they go, what is the NBA on fouls? They still do it the same?
I believe so, as Rickards is the jumper.
Yeah, because Florida pushes the ball in transition, and that's exactly what they need to do. It's fortunately turning the ball over on the push down the court.
Here's Wilson. Edwards. That's the mismatch here with Dut.
And that's what they want. You can see the pullout. She didn't want the screen, and Edwards. Florida's only hit 3 threes in this game, all in the first half.
Gators going to take away with Deans. KK Deans all the way in. Fights one up to the rim. Was second in three-point percentage as well. And a team that only won 6 games a year ago. Deans will hoist. You bet a 3. Defense circles around that screen. Tucker, pick and pop. Edwards
Great
the rebound.
For Bethune-Cookman. Edwards getting in there and getting an important rebound that leads to a three-point shot. Bethune-Cookman and a missed rebound and opportunity for Florida on that defensive stance.
18 points for Chanel Wilson. Rickards might have traveled. Gets the bucket.
It was stuck. Efficiency. She has been very efficient tonight for Florida.
First 20-point game of Nina's career.
And close to a double-double, has 7 rebounds.
Edwards, the teardrop.
Not afraid.
Gets a return give along 2. Edwards fights for it.
Another offensive rebound given up by Florida.
It's Dunn who comes up with it.
And when you're in a zone, you've got to protect that backside. Get the backside rebound. Great cut to the basket.
Rimdahl. Pop a shot.
And Jordyn Merritt, she's in that in-between, play some 4, play some 3, but really her points have come from the, she has 2 threes, 11 points.
Wilson another 3. 21 points.
Has an answer.
And it's down to 5. Rimdahl. Balanced stat sheet against the Seminoles.
It's good to see her come out and be the scorer that Florida knows she can be.
And that they need her to be in the SEC.
They need her to be that. They almost need that third extra scorer when you have, Correa putting up 19, averaging 19 points per game.
Jordyn.
Merritt getting the backside rebound on that left-hand side. Big rebound for Florida as they were playing 4-on-5 defensively. Faith Dut a little late to get back after getting hit on the offensive end.
Open look, Merritt. Money.
Big 3. Foul. Okay, I guess that's what it was. I thought it was a shooting foul, but then no. But they go with a jump ball instead. Great inbounds underneath out of bounds.
Quarters 2 and 3. Bethune-Cookman could not miss. Here's Edwards. Digs in on Rickards. Lays it up and in.
And drives to the back.
Gators had to sweat this one out. Trailed on multiple occasions in the second half. Wilson a career night, and she banks it in for good measure.
Career
24
night.
Points.
Career night, career shot to end it.
What a game for Bethune-Cookman.